Shootout, barrier 17, Corey Brown.
When the first Melbourne Cup markets came out, I spec'd this bloke, and you know, he's done nothing wrong so far. He's been consistent.
He's running again today with Sound.
He's running in the Sound today.
He ran fourth.
He ran fourth today, and you've only got to go back to the AJC Derby, and the format of that race is just.
Well, he gave Desperado a beating that day.
Yeah.
But
I'll give him a
2 mile.
High Chaparral.
Yeah, High Chaparral, the 10 mile man. He's bred to run the distance.
Bred to run the distance.
Barrier 17, wet track.
I honestly think this has been his target all along, and I know we've had this discussion before. I know Johnny Wallace kept talking about Cox Plate, but
you know what surprises me about this horse? Let me tell you. His last 2 campaigns, he's resumed in group races over 1200, and he's won both. He won the Royal Sovereign as a 3-year-old in the autumn. He won the Bletchley as a 4-year-old this spring, and then he won the JJ Liston. He's brilliant.
So versatile.
Yeah. That's why I'm sort of got, when he's that brilliant, I've still got a few little doubts now over him running 2 mile. Is he? But he's down right up. He's grinding away in his races now. So maybe the 2 miles is exactly what he's looking for. You might be right. So I'm not going to discount him, irrespective of the fact that he's drawn barrier 17, because I think they're going to get off the fence. They'll be scouting wide anyway. It's going to be chopped up, so he may be a chance shootout.
And I think another bonus with shootout is the fact that he relaxes so well in his races. That's the one.
Yeah, now he's doing so. Yeah, much better than when he was a 3-year-old.
At the right time.
Yeah. And Mary Kane, Gerard Mosse.
Lovely looking horse. Geelong Cup was a fantastic win. Stood out in the yard. Yeah, he's one that I'll be having something small on each way. I do like him.
You know what? Before the range came, he was my pick for the race. I thought his Geelong Cup win was outstanding. Dropped from 58 to 54.5. He had to sit and sprint that day, which doesn't normally suit the Europeans. You want to be out rolling. But he showed a little bit of turn of foot, which doesn't surprise me, because you've only got to look back to January this year, and he ran 3rd in a mile race, Gulf Street, in the US. So he's versatile enough to be running placings over a mile, and he's already a winner over 3,000 metres in France. His last 2 starts before he came, he were both wins in France over 2,000 metres, so we know he runs the distance, not an issue. And his Geelong Cup win was, as I said, outstanding. And he's drawn barrier 12, which is perfect. Just the heavy track's my only issue with him, otherwise he'd been your first pick on this. So we both agree he's a chance.
I think he's a chance here.
How about Toy Kai Trick, Kenji Nanaka, and ridden by Suji Fugumi. I'm not sure, but he's drawn barrier 4. He's got the perfect draw. The draw I think that was shocking had. What's your take on this bloke, mate?
We know he's going to have no problem travelling over the 3,200. His Caulfield Cup run was a bit disappointing. You've always got to respect these Japanese horses. But
he's a 9-year-old.
He is a 9-year-old, but
they were bringing him down for the Melbourne Cup when we had EI 2 or 3 years ago, and that would have been the right time for him. He's missed the boat.
Yeah,
I can't have him either. As a 9-year-old, his best days are behind him. If he wins this race, it just more than confirms what I think, and that's the Japanese are the best stayers in the world. But he's not even 2nd run Japanese stayer. He's 3rd or 4th run over there. So yeah, I don't like him either. Okay, next we've got Boccolati, Tony Noonan, Stephen King.
Since this horse come into the Tony Noonan stable, I don't think it's really shown much, and to be honest, I don't think it's going to show much on the first Tuesday in November. I don't know what's still in the field.
Shouldn't be in the race. How does he even get in the race? Now seriously, how does this bloke get in this race? His last win was in May of 2009. How does that qualify for this year's Melbourne Cup? It was 18 months ago. Right? And since then he's only had 1 place in Woodbine in October of last year. Does that qualify for a Melbourne Cup?
Not at all.
Well, he's in the race. Shouldn't be in the race. Drawn barrier 21. Hope he runs 80 length last. Shouldn't be in the race. He's kept other horses out that have a much better chance. And they've really got to do something about allowing garbage like this to come over here and race. Next horse, Desperado, mate. Drawn barrier 1, National Ruler, 54 kilos, Caulfield Cup winner. Second in the McKinnon.
Another one of those horses that ticks all the boxes, and once again coming out of that AJC Derby form. He's got to be thereabouts. The wet track, we know there isn't going to be a problem. If we do get a heavy track on Tuesday, he's definitely there. I've got him in my selections. Another High Chaparral.
Well, that's true. He's by High Chaparral out of a Lord Ballon man. Okay, that's why he handles the wet. That's why he can stay. He's my selection for the day. Shocks me. But the thing is, I don't think he's going to have any trouble running distance. His effort to win the Caulfield Cup was simply outstanding because he did a bit of work early. He had every right to drop out of that race and tire, but he was fighting on the cage line, last 50 metres, indicating to me that the further they go, the better he's going to get because he's going to be able to relax, he's going to be able to get into a rhythm, he handles the wet track. Barrier 1's my only issue with him, to be honest, because I hope he doesn't get stuck on the fence or the worst part of the going, he doesn't get out. But you know what, Rawilla, terrific job, he might be able to do the right thing there. The fact that he ran second at weight for age today, over 2,000 metres when he was coming back in distance, perfect indication that
tough horse.
He's tough and he is firing. He's going to be extremely hard to beat in the Melbourne Cup, in my opinion. Anything that beats him will win.
All those High Chaparrals seem to be fighters. You get shootouts, you say he thinks.
What a great side. And people are, you know, going to the sales and blowing $1 million or $2 million on Dude's Choice, and after they're 2 or 3, they can't run a place anywhere. And these blokes are getting better as they get older. Just go out there, buy your Charmadales and your High Chaparrals, and you're sweet. Next horse, Harris Tweed.
Ran 5th in the race last year. He's obviously going to appreciate a wet track. Me personally, he'll be running on, but I can't have him.
I'll tell you what, I was on him in the Melbourne Caulfield Cup. He cost me my pick 6. Right? He came around the home turn swinging. He was going to go shoot right past Desperado, but he didn't. That worries me a little bit. He did run 5th in last year's Melbourne Cup, so we know he's going to be very competitive, and a wet track's going to help him. But what disappointed me a little bit was his effort in the Sydney Cup earlier this year. I think he ran 3rd at Jessica Biel, who should be making movies and not racing. Now, but the horse is flying, and look, he's definitely a chance of running a place in my opinion, because everything suits him, the distance, the wet track. He's racing well at the moment. He's run 2nd in the Caulfield Cup, which has always been a terrific form reference into the Melbourne Cup. So I think don't be discouraged by him, people. If you like him, back him.